David. Today we're with...
Oh, is that my cue?
Yes.
Okay, Nathan Duarte.
And...
the host, Jonathan Lee.
Oh, was I supposed to unison on the Johnny Lee there?
No.
Okay, that was good because I didn't catch that.
Okay.
So, today on the podcast, what's the subject of the podcast? We don't really go into
a
subject.
I was thinking we were going to actually have a subject this time. I was thinking food.
Food.
Yeah.
Food is one of my favorite things.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it's one of the things
Pastor Helm said to me when I was leaving the college, he's like, "You're going to miss these dinners, aren't you?" Because I went and got seconds.
To tell you the truth, I don't miss the food from college very much.
Really?
Not really, no.
I just loved that it was like a buffet and you can get as much as you
That's
want.
nice, yeah. But the thing is, it was way too fattening and unhealthy. I mean, since I've gotten home to my regular stuff, I'm back down to 138 pounds. When I was in college, I went up to 148 because the food there was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I probably lost a lot of weight too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Just never checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
I was at 140 almost.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk louder.
I was at 140 almost.
Really?
I was
bragging on
Philip was 150. I was gonna gain another 5 pounds in boxing.
Ah, yes.
And then we did box, even though he was 10, so technically he was out of my weight class, but we still boxed and it was fun.
That's nice. Did
He
you?
won.
Oh, that's
He has
too
long
bad.
arms. He never let me get in close enough
That's
to punch
true.
him in the face.
He has really long arms.
I think I
Yeah, so
punched
do
him in the
I.
face once.
No, you don't.
He wasn't punching hard though. He just wanted points, he said.
We've already gotten off topic.
Sorry.
This is no longer food.
Well, food went to boxing, and what better thing to box for than food?
Yeah, you just got a plate of Thanksgiving in the middle.
And whoever knocks the other guy out gets to eat the whole turkey.
Thing.
We need to make a video about that sometime.
It's
not like I cracked the screen or anything. It's already. For those of you who can't see, Jonathan's phone is already in 15 pieces.
He
It
dropped
wasn't
a
before.
pot on it before the other day.
He dropped
Twice.
a pot on it.
Yes.
I was
Twice?
emptying the rack and I had it on the counter. Somehow I simultaneously knocked the phone down and dropped the pot. So they dropped it the same time, but somehow the phone just went right underneath.
Incompetence.
And then I did it again about 10 seconds later.
His
I like to
excuse
think of
was
it
that
as
my
skill.
mom put too much stuff in the rack.
She did. There was so
Right.
much.
She usually does.
There's 6 other pots.
Anyways, pots are what you cook food in, which is the subject of our podcast today for all of our listeners who've been paying attention. We haven't, but I just thought I'd remind you.
Food.
What are your top 3 favorite foods?
Jonathan, answer the question.
Wow. I feel scared now. Top 3
That is
favorite
not a food.
We'll say pizza. Wait, we already answered this question. I said tacos.
I said your favorite food.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah, I know, but
So
okay. So pizza
tacos.
can be third.
You don't have to order them.
I can do it if I want to.
Okay,
This is
but I'm
my
not going to.
podcast. Okay. Well, then you're fired.
Okay, end the
Okay.
podcast. That's a wrap.
Okay,
No,
let's go
you
swimming.
can stay. Okay. Pizza, taco,
Pizza taco.
spaghetti.
That's what I was gonna
A
say.
pizza
Pizza
spaghetti
taco.
taco.
No, spaghetti throwing in there is too much. You know
Okay,
your
on
limits.
this show, on iCarly, we used to watch iCarly, and
I
our
don't know what
brother
that is.
Spencer used to make this dish, and he called it spaghetti tacos, and he said it was the best
It's not
thing,
important.
and everybody thought it was amazing. Sorry, it just popped
That
into my
sounds so
head. Spaghetti
horrifying.
tacos.
Every Italian who's listening to this podcast just
Italian.
threw up inside their mouth right now.
It's Italian, not Italian.
I have Latin blood in me. I can say whatever I want. Okay.
Italian.
Besides, didn't you guys already record a podcast about food? Wasn't that your first one? Shouldn't we think of a variety
Was it
of
food?
No, that was money.
No. First one was money. We
What
just
we
happened to
spend it on.
mention food a lot because
Oh, that's all I remember.
That's
from
what
your
I
first
spent
lots
one.
of
my
people
money
like
on.
food.
I would spend my money on food.
Yeah, that was the problem. Lots of rock stars.
Oh yeah,
That wasn't
I
me.
remember
That was Zack.
That was Zack. Yeah.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Favorite fast food?
Yeah.
Ooh. Can I do top 3?
Sure.
Probably A and now. Are we categorizing it into Like most favorite affordable one or most favorite overall?
If you could go one right now, which one would you choose?
Right now, at this moment, I want pizza, so I'd go to Domino's.
Okay.
Earlier in the day, I would have gone to A&W or Wendy's because they have excellent burgers.
Okay. David?
Harvey's, Taco Bell, and Subway.
Though now, if we get into something where it's like a classier fast food, if there's such a thing, I would go like Subway or Pita Pit. Like, you're meeting an old friend you haven't seen in a while. You don't go to like a Burger King or McDonald's. No, you don't go to McDonald's. You take them to Pita Pit. You go out and you get, like this 1.5 pound pita full of, every kind of meat and goodness that there is. And they'll sell you about a smoothie about 3 inches tall that is sold at an inflated price, supposed to boost your, I don't know, aura or something. Tastes great. It's a ridiculous price.
Okay.
Never been to Pita Pit.
No?
No, me neither. We went
What
there
is wrong
once.
with you, uncultured swine?
No. There's a
and
reason.
yet you are hosting a podcast. You are
There's
unqualified.
reason to it. We went there, and my mom's gluten-free.
Mm-hmm. They have gluten-free stuff there.
Well, apparently they didn't when we went.
Well, the problem
went wrong.
is that they had
That's all
mixed
I know.
up all the vegetables, and so they couldn't guarantee, because they grab the flour, they grab the food, they grab the flour first, the flour pita. They
the
put
flour.
it down.
He's just waving both hands with the fist like flowers. He's got flour.
I'm Italian. I used to it, so explain everything I say. Anyway, what's the matter with you? Anyway,
so many things.
Please
you
stretch
grab
your
the
story
pita
out.
with 2 hands, and it's floury. And then you grab the vegetables with the flour on your hand and touched all the other ones.
So they're not wearing gloves?
They are.
Okay.
But they don't switch the gloves.
Well, make them switch their gloves. You're the customer. You're always right.
It's too late.
Yeah, I know.
It's already too late.
Well,
not to mention, maybe they fling it around, you never know.
Yeah,
maybe
spin it like
we'll
it's
go
a
to
pizza
Pita
dough.
Pit sometime. Maybe we'll go to Pita Pit sometime.
You should. It's really good. And then Subway, say you're meeting with somebody and, you're meeting somewhere after work and, they just got off work and you want to be nice. So you bring like a sub for them. You can hang out and talk. You don't have to worry about going to a restaurant. You can spend your time quality conversing without wasting that, precious 3 to 5 minutes ordering and, deciding what it is. You can just bring it to them and it's nice and it's classy. And subs are always good.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, I only had prepared those 2 questions.
I guess we'll sit here in awkward silence for the next.
So you top
10
3
minutes.
foods? You wasn't even yours, though.
Wait, there were 2 questions?
No, see, what you said, that question was my question.
Oh.
You just went and asked it before I did.
Wow. I'm just great minds don't think alike.
Pretty sure that's not how the saying goes.
It's the opposite.
So what were your 2
I
questions?
do have one more question. What's your favorite thing to get at your favorite fast food restaurant?
That is literally the same question.
I know. That's why I wasn't going to ask it.
You said a smoothie and a 1 pound full of
Full of meat and vegetables and
pita.
goodies and all
Yeah.
that.
So how about you give me an answer instead of saying what he said?
Well, let's think. He said
2
Taco
tacos.
Bell, so that's self-explanatory there.
Sure.
You go to Taco Bell for,
Tacos.
albeit kind of crappy, tacos.
And he goes to Subway for subs.
Exactly.
Okay, I get a cold cut with bacon. Everything except for hot peppers and baby spinach. I go to Harvey's. I get everything on it except for hot peppers.
I'm
go
noticing
to
a
Taco
trend
Bell,
He doesn't
and I
like
get
hot
2
things.
tacos, a fry, a dessert, and a burrito.
And mild sauce as long as it's not
David
No,
is
I don't
literally,
always ask.
there are tears coming out of
Yeah,
David's
for
eyes.
some
as
reason
He's
my eyes
really
are burning.
passionate
My eye is
about his
burning
food.
right now.
There, to all you listeners out here, there are tears coming out of David's eyes as he's describing this succulent food. He's having like an emotional moment over here. It's very uncomfortable.
He's very passionate about his food.
I told you I love food. There's not much in the world that I love more than food.
Mm-hmm.
In the world.
In the world.
Okay. We'll move on to another question.
Yeah, something where hopefully he's not crying quite as much.
Oh,
Goodness sakes, David, calm down.
It's possible that he might cry. Tell me, David, right now, at this exact moment, what would you do for, let's say, a juicy hamburger that I have right here that I don't want? And I'll give it to you, but you gotta do something. What would you do for me?
I know what I would do.
What would you do?
I'd punch you. And then take the burger and leave you on the floor.
Wow.
Simply because I could.
I give you a high
And-
five.
And it's a podcast too, so we have to have some sensationalism in there.
True. But I don't show the camera anyway, so
Mhm.
there would be no witnesses.
You should
besides
just
audio.
ask me what you would want me to do.
Okay, would you... Going back to... This is literally what
Not
we did in
like-
the first podcast.
not
This
like-
is the would you let me run your foot over with a truck?
Remember, it has to be worth a hamburger kind of thing. It's not like
Yeah.
something insane, like go jump off a cliff.
Depends how high the cliff is.
He really wants his hamburger.
I'd throw somebody off a cliff,
I would not.
depending how badly I didn't like them.
Would you dip your shoes over there in the fish tank?
No,
Oh, you suck.
I don't want to hurt the fish. I don't care about my shoes. I wore them in the lake yesterday.
If you weren't allowed to punch me, what would you do?
Trip you and take your burger and run.
If I can't
Or-
punch you, I'll kick you.
Or I would glare at you until your low self-esteem crumbled
I'd
and you
slap
just gave
you.
it to me.
A Russian slap competition.
See, if
in your
that
face.
happened, I would voluntarily just give it to David.
But he's my friend, so he would give it to me.
What do you know?
I don't know. It's on the burger. Everything except for hot
Mustard.
peppers. Yep, we're good. Just mustard.
Just mustard.
Then he doesn't want it
There's
anyway.
just mustard on it. I'm
He doesn't
punching you
like
for
mustard.
offering it to me.
Oh,
He
I
doesn't
hate
like mustard. and he
Mustard
doesn't
is
like mayonnaise.
terrible.
It is. It really is.
He doesn't like mayonnaise either, though.
No, that's terrible.
Oh, him. I thought you were talking about me. I was about to slap
No,
you.
him.
I'm okay with mayonnaise.
Why you looking at me, bro?
There is a fight breaking out in the studio between the two brothers.
This happens
There's
every
a
podcast.
bunch of punches being thrown. I'm just staying over here, staying out of it, even though I was the cause. He threw a punch at me, but he missed twice. Now he got me, and now he's going to be in real trouble once we go off the air.
Okay. Nathan, ask us a question.
Ask you a question. Why don't you ever think up good questions for the podcast?
Because I don't devote time into it because no one else does.
Shouldn't you then take the initiative as a male who is destined for a leadership role to portray and model excellence to everyone else you're involved with?
I do for the most part, just some things I don't have enough time for. I'm very busy.
You know, David,
have
this
time for
reminds me of like when we talked with Pastor Drieger. You know, everybody has the same amount of time. It's
Yeah.
just you only have time for what you believe is important. So basically, according to your response and how you've been acting on these podcasts, you don't believe this podcast is important enough to spend any time making sure that our listeners get proper, listenable, quality content.
I feel like it is quality content. I think it's been funny every time and people will enjoy it.
Has it been good quality though? Or has it just been you taking out all of your petty, what do you call it, grievances on your cousin and then kicking him out?
I'm not going to answer that.
Exactly, because it is. So you need to actually put work into this.
Oh, I do. You
You're
don't see the
literally-
behind the scenes. I put work into it.
You're literally chewing bubble gum right now.
So are you. Only because David handed it to me. Hey,
And
it's
there
food.
you go, shifting the blame to David. That's not what a real leader does. You're supposed to take responsibility. You're the host, so everything that goes wrong is your fault.
This podcast is the OVO podcast. It's on the Operation Victory YouTube.
Mhm.
Operation Victory is fully made by me. I did all the work. I've set up everything, the Instagram, I put up posts, the YouTubes, I make videos. I do everything. Just because I don't have time for a podcast that's good on its own to where it doesn't really need much. That's
Well,
just...
I appreciate the compliment, but you know, you still should be, you know, putting some effort into leadership and all that sort of thing.
This is left from a podcast to a debate.
That's excellent. That's what podcasts are for.
We should do a debate next time.
We
Forget
should.
the podcast.
We should put together that gingerbread house.
Why?
That is the most.
Why is that what
out
you're
of
thinking
the
about?
blue.
It's food.
So?
You should also finish your smoothie.
That's also food.
I hope people can't hear me smacking my gum.
They can.
I hope they
Annoying.
can. Well, maybe you shouldn't have given us all gum. I don't know why I took it. I wasn't thinking.
Exactly. That's the entire problem. we
And
have
neither
here,
were
Jonathan.
you. You got some too.
I'm the special guest. I can do what I want.
No, you're special last time. You don't get to be special twice.
Okay, I'll just be a regular next time. And this time. Whatever.
Okay, you are a guest.
But
No
I'm not
special. You're just guest.
You can't have that on a podcast.
I just
special.
did.
Thank you, David. I am special. Pound that.
Mentally.
No,
David
it's
agrees.
just
with me.
cool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, look at my
You're
picture.
fired again.
Look at my picture. I've got sunglasses on in the
So
picture.
does David.
Yeah, the two coolest guys on the podcast.
That's not that. You're comparing me to Zack.
You are cousins.
So's David.
Yo,
Why are you playing around?
I'm adopted.
Okay.
I'm not sure what David is planning. He's grabbed a musical instrument. He has no idea how to play. So we're just kind of waiting over here, hoping he doesn't break a very expensive imported $1,100 instrument.
David, I think
Don't
Nathan.
drop it.
David, I think Nathan wants you to drop kick it.
Don't you dare.
Do you want to do our intro? Our intro.
An
We're
intro.
done already?
End intro when we end it.
First off, that's the wrong pick.
Sorry, like I knew that.
You should have. I'm disappointed in you.
Anyway,
Do you
food.
need the pick? to
David.
have the Video.
David, how much food do you eat
Oh, Gary's dead.
every day?
Gary, who is Gary?
Gary's the
Snail.
snail in the fish tank,
Oh,
who's apparently dead.
Well,
we
he's on
need.
the
I feel
side,
like we
open.
really needed the context because to somebody just
Gary.
all of us go, oh, Gary's
Who
dead,
looks
right
at
in the
his
middle of
phone?
the
He's
podcast.
not got text.
Never mind.
Gary's
He's
dead.
moving.
Oh, I didn't think he was dead.
Oh, Gary's moving.
Gary's
False
not
alarm.
dead.
Gary's fine.
Gary just
Gary is
takes
fine.
naps. Okay, he's a lazy guy.
Gary's all good.
So the goldfish sometimes.
That's something. You've got like resurrecting goldfish. They go belly up for 3 days and then like, nah, enough of that. And keep swimming around.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
I just
special
said they're
goldfish.
lazy, not they play dead.
You know what? If you wanted to, those goldfish could be food.
They
We have
could
two
be.
male betas in a tank together.
No wonder the snail is dead.
They only fight each other. They're
Poor guy.
Yeah.
they're called
I feel
Japanese
bad
fighting
for him.
fish or whatever.
What kind of people would own that?
I don't
know.
own up to anything. None of my mistakes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like,
That's why
I know that
Pat-
he does that.
That's why Pastor Triggers thought you were the bad egg.
Because I got all the blame for all of your.
When his room was dirty, it was my fault.
Yeah, he was drooling all over the carpet.
I'd purposely run in his room while he's sleeping and just mess everything up.
Yeah,
Little
there's
bastard who
there's been a
comes in.
rumor going around that David drinks in his closet. Is it true?
I don't know if he does it in his closet. But I know I see him drinking all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he drinks literally
I
everything.
don't hide it.
He drinks everything from, like, that abominable coffee to Red Bull. He does drink that sometimes.
Rockstar. He drinks the
Yeah,
Rockstar.
he does that
Zach's
more
not the
often.
only psycho.
And Pepsi.
Yeah, we
And
know David does have deep-seated drinking issues
Yeah,
in that area with
drinking
like
problem.
Pepsi and coffee. But other than that, he's pretty decent.
Oh, I drank a lot of Dr. Pepper the other day.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's good.
I like Dr. Pepper.
That's good.
I drank some yesterday. Actually, I don't
It's the
think
doctor,
it's
you know, it'll cleanse you.
I saw a post on the internet. They called Dr. Pepper barbecue flavored water,
Mm,
and I have no
no.
idea
How
what that person
it
was
would
drinking.
taste like. I don't know what kind of barbecue sauce they use
I don't know.
either. Is it
That's
that
weird.
they have a really weird barbecue sauce, or do they have really weird Dr. Pepper? Americans.
Either that or just
Americans.
weird taste buds. People are weird.
Yeah. Oh.
For
Well,
sure.
this podcast is probably at like 15 minutes.
I don't know. It feels like it's been a lot longer.
Oh, yeah, it might have been. It probably has been. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll close off here.
Hopefully next time Jonathan will put more effort into the podcast and bring you better quality content.
Or maybe David can
We
put
do a
effort
closing
into it.
little,
Not yet. You need to relax. Okay.
not
This
so
is
long.
actually going to be the first time we've properly ended the podcast. Every time it's cut off by Zoom.
Mhm.
So it just cuts out into the middle of a word.
But it won't do that because we're only the only one in the Zoom.
Yeah, so this is going to be
Well,
the
I want to
proper end for the first time ever.
Nathan drove 3.5 hours just to get here for
I
the
have-
podcast.
I have dedication, and Jonathan can't even put 30 minutes into thinking up good questions. I drove 3.5 hours through rain with my car hydroplaning across the 407. I nearly died
You
to
drove
be
on
on
the
this
407?
podcast. Yes, I
Yeah?
drove on the 407.
Well,
That was expensive.
It probably was. I don't know. I nearly died to be on this
Look at
podcast.
that.
And Jonathan's over here chewing bubblegum. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
You know what I did? I sat in a truck in a parking lot,
Oh.
looked through the windows to Shoppers Drug Mart, saw food, wrote down 3 questions. That's what I did. You happy?
No, I'm not.
Good.
That's literally what I
Good.
just finished saying.
I don't
I'm not
want you to be happy. Right? Yeah.
So,
So
Hit it, Nathan.
no. Thank you for coming to the podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Lee. I'm here with David.
and Nathan Gorter.
Yeah, that guy.
The third best dobro player in all of Canada.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us.